Coming to you at 0600 hours, 58 minutes. It is Monday, May 31st, 2021. Hope everybody had a great revival. To me, my weekend is my revival days. That's the days I don't work, but I'm working because I'm putting in efforts and energies and other places. That's normally based on the economy because sometimes go with the flow. It's not bad to sometimes go with the flow. But the flow I notice is in the atmosphere. What we have access to so much nowadays. And in this access think we have an abundance. And this abundance we think is supposed to garnish us more and more and more. You ever thought about that? Think about curses. Isn't one of the curses having too much? And when you have too much, you become what? Obese, fat, overweight, lethargic, lazy, too comfortable. And I notice in this era we in, why when I hear people talk, because I know one day I want to be a father and husband. Now, out of all the words you can think of, what should a man have when he become a father and husband? And I guess in our YouTube, social media driven media era, I guess finances is supposed to be the end all, begin all with anyone's life. I seen a lot of young people say, I don't want to be figuring out by the time I'm 30. Figuring it out. Figuring what out? See, that's the thing. We're not defining, but I think they're saying, I don't want to be working on certain things. But sorry to tell you, whoever told you life was supposed to go be easy or by 30, you're going to have all this. Go watch the people that's 30 that do have all of these things. The key word is things. Go watch them. Now, if you think that's cool because, oh, I'm free. I own my own business. I do this. So that's all to the world. And you notice how empty we've been lately. People are so empty. They're not filled. They're missing this thing. But they think it's a concept. It's a construct. It's not part of a design. It's not really part of us. They think it is. But other words, as I talked about, loyalty, faithfulness, they think this is supposed to just automatically come out of the thin air. So since air is an element, I guess we take it for granted until we don't have it. Imagine waking up or going outside or leaving wherever you at. And you in your house, right? You in your house, your quarters where you reside at. And you go outside, like there's no air, it can't breathe. So you step back in, but it's air inside. Imagine having to do that. Now, what did you have to create now? You got to create a tank of air. So everywhere you go, you can be able to breathe. You know why? Because you can't survive without air, correct? Or whatever it's called. Because we got people trying to debunk air now or gravity. So whatever it's called, you need it. Right now, I'm using it. To me, it's an element. It's not a given or taken because I need it outside of me and I need it within me. And I bet you still haven't thought about what word I'm using, what word I'm looking for, because it's an element. But we think loyalty and faith come before it. We think money and finances come before it. We think attractiveness come before it. Because within ourselves, we don't even think within ourselves it has to be there. You can think you can get that later. We are based on this construct of understanding, correct? Let me talk about understanding. Someone presenting an idea or a structure to me, which I'm going to call it. But the structure do not include everything. Well, let's go back to the air. This, whatever it's called, what I'm needing to breathe to have outside in me. In me. See, think about the word enemy. That's why I say adversary. So inside of me, what you think I'm doing? Think about that. What do you think I am doing? If you present an idea or verbiage to me, and we're already dialoguing, or you understand that where you trying to present it, I don't get it. It's not that I don't understand it, I don't get it, because you only present in one part. The part that you or he or she is presenting to me is outside or either inside. But you remember, once I step outside, I need access to that as well. Once I step inside, if I have access to that and you only gonna tell me inside, well, if you do this, yes, it's gonna work. Anything's gonna work by myself. That's easy. See, we always talk about the easy part, and then to some people, I learned this. What if you work towards everything you always wanted, and then one day it fell down? Well, most people say I'm gonna keep building up to it because that's who they are. I said, oh, so it's that easy, huh? Because you know why it's that easy? Because they already have one part of the thing, one part. They might have both parts without knowing that they have both parts. But now, ask them what do they need. They don't know what they need. They think that's what they need to order to survive. They think they need that in order for them to be one with themselves. And that's the thing. A lot of us is not with ourselves. We're out of ourselves. You think because you make money and you are in a marriage or you are traveling, you thinking the way you did it, or since you're doing it, that's the way to do it. You think you got all the parts. But imagine if somebody took one of those parts away from you that you think you have, whatever it may be. It may be the luxury of your situation. Imagine if your luxury of your situation have been stripped away from you, or you didn't have that access. See, I'm not saying be down on yourself and think negative. I'm telling you, just as somebody that's homeless, they're not homeless because they're poor or they don't want to work. Some people are homeless because they might have been they might own a big debt and have bad credit to not get back on their feet. But since you were in the situation where you did not that did not happen to you. So now you think that, well, you did it, this is going to work for everybody. No, because everybody have different obstacles and everybody have to overcome. And what I learned is my obstacle is not based on what no other man have gone through. No other man don't understand. All they can do is give me ideas, which is, I appreciate that. And I don't talk down on somebody that's saying, hey, you ever thought about, let me put that in my book. Let me put that in my warehouse so I can utilize at some point. But if I'm trying to fit in to what already is to be fixed. I can't be fixed if I'm not part of it. I am joining. And if it's not covering me. So if the air is not outside and it's not inside, how can I breathe? And inside, I mean me. If there's nothing inside to produce what I need, or what if I don't have all the tools, just as when you don't have all the tools. Sometimes you might need the one tool that comes with everything. But for some reason, you don't have this tool. You'll have a whole drawer full of tools, but you don't have that one tool. Or you might have a whole drawer of tools and you let somebody borrow your tool. You shouldn't let people borrow your tools. And that's why I don't, and this is why it's funny to people. I don't listen to people to the extent of you working with your set of tools. I'm working with a set of my tools. Now, unless you're going to have some type of way to get these tools, your talking points are mute. Because soon as someone asks them a question, that's how did you get this tool? And the first thing they say, and you know one thing about having a tool, I will never make you pay for the tool. That's me. That's me though. Because you know why? Because I know you need it. If you don't have this tool, no matter what I say to you, everything's going to be minute. Everything's not going to have no understanding and no meaning. And that's what we walking around. And the reason I say old Mohican artistry is the invisible thing that I'm talking about is love. Yes, you probably didn't guess it. I know you didn't. because I was giving you time to understand what I was talking about. And that's the sad part. A lot of our children, a lot of our men and women are walking around with no love. And you expect those people to take on the plight of everything. And then once you had the tool all along, and once you finally got what you needed, you left. I don't see now. This is not a hit on people, but there's not a lot of married. It's married people that's willing to give out information. They have the tools. Now this is the other part of the half of the tool, or the atmosphere we are in. A lot of us won't go to them. A lot of us now. I found this out. It's people that is married and people that are not married. Who, if you want to talk about marriage, who do you go to? Everybody said the married people, right? Not me. I'm going to go to where, not where it's fixed or just to fit in. I'm going to go to the person that has, now I'm a man, I'm disciplined, I'm structured. Why would I go to a person, now let's say my counterpart is a woman. Why would I go to a woman that's disciplined and structured? I don't need discipline and structure. I already have those tools. I'm not going to go to an area where my tool is the same tool. Hashtag LBGT. Hashtag manliness. I'm going to go to a woman that's nurturing, and if I'm stern, I'm disciplined. I'm not dominant, but she's kind, she's gentle, she's nurturing, she's full of all the things that I am looking for. I would not go to the opposite and say I want a strong power. No, I don't want a strong, powerful woman. I want a woman that is strong within her power. See, you say I'm playing on words. No. If a woman displays the same manliness, we wouldn't work anyway. That's why I haven't, and you can say this sounds funny, my tool of love, stern, discipline, and power in me and ability I have not had the key to those women, because they're looking for the type of man that we all talks about. The type of man that, I can't say you don't deserve them, because even the bee, why you think bears and other insects come after the bee? Because the bee produced this honey. The honey can heal, and the honey is sweet and is good. So why wouldn't all the things come for that honey? See, we don't make sense of that. Why wouldn't I want that honey? But I'm actually good, and I want the honey. And I will come to the bee the correct way. What can I do to have some of this honey? I don't have to steal it or force it. I do not have to dominate myself to get that honey. And if a woman, and as a man, if a woman is domineering over her position, you cannot come in there and use your powers to undomineer her. You can say that's the reason. No, think about what I just said. Think about all the things I utilize for you to get you to understand love is the deciding factor. For me, love is I don't know what your deciding factor is. It's love. Because love is inside of me. Love is outside of me. Love is in my house. Love is in my family. I'm 38, and I have said this on my last live. If something happened right now to the world, my family know what to do. Now, according to society, what type of man these women desire, I don't care no more. That I'm not worried about being chosen, because I'm the chooser. And we can say it. You can say like, oh, you sound like a woman. No, you're actually worth, brother. You are a prize, but not in the sense of thinking you're better. You are a prize because you are a good man. If you don't abuse women and utilize women in the wrong way and womanize them, and you don't think negative on the women, you don't treat them bad, you don't fit in that category. But staying clear of women that do. So what I say unto one, I say unto all. It's your path, it's your journey, it's your choice. Choose wisely. If love is not the deciding factor, I don't want it. Say la, have a great day. And I reserve all my observation to everybody that passed on, and my family, my friends, and loved ones, and the people throughout the history of our ancestry. Shalom.